All right, y'all. So look, obviously, we're talking about entrepreneurship. We're all entrepreneurs. We all have our own business. So we're going to try to give y'all some gems, some help, because a lot of questions I get are from you women that want to start businesses, want to start podcasts, want to have your own brand, want to have your own business, and y'all don't know where to start. Good luck. Stay at your job.
You know what? I feel like
don't clock out. Just keep your 9 to 5 and keep praying. No, I'm just kidding.
I feel like people don't like this answer, but I think step one is doing your research.
Yes,
like
for sure.
Like
I don't think I've ever done research.
People. Okay,
that's why. Guess what? I lost money. I lost time. I did not build a solid foundation.
Yes,
I did. A lot was learned with tears and sweat.
But those are all lessons.
But here's the thing: like B was in a place of in a place of privilege to be able to do that with her business, where she was able to hire people to learn and could afford to make those mistakes
because of my following and the like finances I had built.
And honestly, like the thing you need to give yourself credit for is that you were really financially savvy to save as much as you did. Like you were not spending your money. You would have not gotten that far had you burned through everything, and you wouldn't have been able to bring people on that could teach you the things that you don't know.
For sure.
But I think that a lot of times people come and they're asking questions. They're like, what is the first thing that I need to do? And it's like, research.
Yeah.
Research. There's TikTok University.
Yep.
YouTube University.
Yep.
Google University. If you ask me a question you didn't Google.
Like how to start an LLC.
Don't ask me, hey, how do I start a podcast? I'm ignoring you.
Yeah.
I'm ignoring you because there's so much information out there. You should come to me and be like, hey, where should I start my RSS feed at? Which media host should I use?
Right.
That I will answer free.
Right.
Quick question.
Right.
And go, because I know you're doing something. Oh, how do I do this?
No.
I'm not answering that. Or like right now, I just started the 360 photo booth. They're like, oh my God, how do I start one? I am figuring it out on my own, but the ebook is coming up.
But in about 2 months, you can get this for $99.99.
You sure? I like 97.
Right.
Oh my God, I like to put
I like that. It just feels a little cheaper.
Yeah. It's not
anything you can Google, y'all, please don't.
Google it first. And also, what is your why? One of my very first things in my course is, what is your commitment? Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
What is your purpose? Because you're going to be in 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year. Sometimes you're going to see yourself without any money.
Yep.
And it's like, but why did you start? You have to go back to that why.
Yep.
If you don't, then you're going to quit.
Yep.
You're going to quit if you don't have a purpose for whatever that business is. And if you're money oriented,
out the window.
And you might get it and then lose it.
Are you passionate about what business you're starting, or do you think it's going to be successful and you're chasing the money?
That's what I was going to say.
Because if you're chasing the money, go buy a franchise.
Yeah.
Like if you're not passionate about starting your business, there are ways to be an entrepreneur, a business person that aren't as involved. Maybe you won't make as much. I'm not sure how franchises work, but I don't think there's
But you have to have money down for that. So it's like, what you
but I'm saying like that to me is like a different avenue of
starting a business. Like starting a business, you need to do something that fulfills you and something you're super passionate about. Like a lot of people are starting hair, starting lashes, because all of these things are trending now, but it's not truly your passion. Like what makes you happy? What are you good at? What is your gift? Start there. Don't just say you want to start a podcast and you really you're not even vulnerable. You really don't even want people to know your business. Well, you don't need to start no podcast.
Right.
You know, like you have to be able to speak on some type of topic and something that you have also made it through and you have groundwork in. Like you can't, I want to start a podcast about how to start a business. You haven't started a successful business yet. So how are you starting a podcast on that topic? Yeah. I can start a podcast on how to make $1 million, how I made $1 million. Because I've done it.
It's how you did it. And there's so many different ways. There's so many businesses, so many podcasts because we're coming from entrepreneurship. And I'm a business major. I have a business major. My father was an entrepreneur. So I come from the business world. And at the end of the day, everyone has a different path to get there. So it's like, find someone who's similar to you.
Yes.
Who has I'm like, I relate to her in some type of way. And see, ADHD, I'll tell you that later. Find somebody that's like you and then see their blueprint and how they got there. And there could be multiple people for that. You can have 2 or 3 people that you look up to and then find ways to get into rooms with them and watch what they do. And then find your zone of genius. I told you I was listening to the book, The Big Leap. Yeah. And it talks about you need to find your zone of genius.
Your zone.
And how to get there. So it's huge to like get past whatever insecurities you may have. But it's like, once you know your zone of genius, that's where you work. And you're willing to do that work for free.
Yeah.
And when you're willing to do it for free, ooh, baby, that money starts coming in.
And you get excited about it. Like, you have to
We be having so much fun. Ooh, we be having no money.
It doesn't feel like work.
I done had 12 calls with Carla. Like, Carla, we have got to figure this out. Y'all, I'm going to be transparent. Like, LTTA is super successful. Yet in the eyes of like a successful podcast, yes, we are successful. Do I want to do way more? Absolutely. But we're not in the green financially because a lot of money is going back into the business. Are we in the red? No, we're not losing a lot of money, but it's like, you're kind of breaking even. Like, we're not making a lot of profit. Why? Because the money I make goes right back into the production, into the team, into the, so it's like, it's still...
I think we should explain for people that don't know how you even monetize podcasts.
Yeah.
Because I think that it's like, maybe some people don't understand the business.
Like how you can make money from podcasting.
And I think that a podcast in itself isn't necessarily like, most people, obviously the goal is to monetize, but it's really just another form of social media.
It really is.
It's
a lead generator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a community builder for you to build contacts, for you to sell what. And it is still selling, because if it's a live show, if it's a retreat, if it's merch, if it's counseling, if it's coaching, whatever it may be, it's still a business behind it. And I think that's what people forget. They're like, I want to, talking to my homegirl.
All right.
You can do it for free at home, I promise you.
Just have fun.
Just call your
whole
homegirl
production.
FaceTime. Like, a whole production is very expensive.
It's expensive.
But there are different ways, and I feel like people have to look at all those different options to be able to monetize a podcast.
Yeah.
It's easy to make money if you have a purpose behind that podcast.
Right. And I think for LTTA, it's not like, obviously the goal is to monetize, but it really only comes with if the advertiser aligns.
Yeah.
Like, there's no alcohol ads on this show. There's specific ads that don't get approved.
There is a fast food chain that wants to give me
They want to give me a check so bad. Carla's like, are you sure? I'm like, I am positive.
Your sister likes it? Does your mom
Does your uncle eat it?
Will somebody do an ad for it on here, and you can just look at them?
Yep.
She's just like, no, but I love that, because there are some ads that I won't take. There's some people that I won't speak to.
Yep.
Right.
And they're like, well, you should. No, stay true. I have other clients that I want to choke.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what do you mean you don't want to talk to this person? What do you mean you don't want to take this brand? And they're like, it just doesn't align.
It doesn't
And because
align.
that does not align, the shows continue to grow, or their business continues to grow, or their personal life continues to grow, because you're not folding for money. Again, it goes back to money.
Yeah, it goes back to money and purpose. If you're truly fulfilled and you have a vision and you're like, I am on this path. Like, I've been sober for almost 2 years. I'm not saying I would never have a drink again. I probably won't. I might not. I have no desire. But it makes no sense for me to promote an alcohol brand on this platform in this season, especially. A couple years ago, for sure. I was drinking tequila. You know what I mean? Tequila, shots, whatever. Tobacco, weed. I don't smoke right now. Fast food. I don't eat fast food. Maybe if I'm like on a road trip and I have to get some fries, yes, but then I regret it. But I'm not like constantly eating at a fast food chain or promoting that. I'm trying to promote health and wellness. So if it doesn't align with the overall vision of the platform, it just doesn't make sense to take the money.
And I think from a branding and business perspective, more people should be doing that, because you if you lose the trust of your audience, you lose everything. And I think that's what people don't understand is like, you're building a community here, and the community needs to trust you. They need to know that you're coming on here and you're being authentic, you're telling your truth. And there's, especially with how intimate this podcast is, we can't just come on here and promote any crap. Yeah. Like, it has to be something that you actually might not be like.
But it's just not you. So if you're here telling a whole story about how you love to eat this fast food, or you love this alcohol, because that's part of the script. They want you to say certain things, and you need to mean it.
Yeah.
There's some people that are like, oh my God, I love X, Y, and Z. But then when you try to sell your beauty, it's like,
hold on.
She just promoted this that she clearly doesn't do. And now she wants to promote this lip gloss. She probably don't even use that lip gloss.
Right.
They're probably thinking you're doing B Simone Beauty, but using Fenty.
Right. Right.
You know?
Right.
So it's like they have to know it's something that you truly love, and they're going to trust that. And this is a very intimate platform. Like all podcasts, think about it. Weekly. You're in their ears.
Weekly.
You know who else is in their ears weekly? If they're good? A pastor.
That's it.
Okay, so this is a very intimate platform.
Yeah.
Aside from someone that goes to church on a weekly basis or someone that's listening to a coach on a weekly basis or therapy on a weekly basis, they're taking an hour of their time to listen to you.
Every week.
They're in the shower, cooking, driving, taking a shit, taking the kids ready because so you have your headphones on trying to ignore your kids and they're listening to you. Yeah. Right? So you build that trust with them. So when you come out with anything that you come out because you believe it and you're passionate about it, they're going to spend their hard-earned money. That's something that pisses me off.
What?
Because you're on here building trust and then you create some bullshit to sell to them.
Yeah. Right.
And take their hard. People work really hard.
Yep.
I worked really hard for my money when I was working a 9 to 5. And the majority of this country works a 9 to 5.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to work every day, paying your bills, and you have some money left over. And now I'm selling you something that's BS.
That's BS.
Yeah.
Or something that you don't even believe in. So you're just talking because you know people need it.
Not okay.
You want to motivate. You want to just talk people or trick people into spending their money because you know that's what the audience needs. No, show up as your true, authentic, vulnerable self. And the people that need you and the people that tie to you and the people that feel you will come to you. You don't have to go trick people and find an audience. If you just show up authentically, the audience will find you.
I have a really good example of that. I had early on a client and I only work with Black and brown people to this day. And she was
always
a Black
intentional.
Woman, always intentional.
Wow.
I say it on my website.
Okay.
I work with Black and brown podcasters.
Okay.
So this woman was a Black woman and she was into sewing. Was a seamstress.
Okay.
So it was sewing. I don't know anything about that. And I am not interested in the content.
For sure.
I had no idea how many people were. She had a Patreon with 3,000 people that we were creating content for. And there's like celebrity seamstresses.
Wow.
And people. So they're their techniques.
Learning.
And there's certain machines and there's certain brands. And guess who's paying her to talk about that brand that she uses? Because there are just people that like the sewing and I don't like that. But she was banking and she stayed true to what she really loved to do. So it's like if I would have seen that and I would have been like, oh, I can see those numbers behind the scene. Like I really want to do that too because I know she's making money. I wouldn't have made a dime.
Foolish.
Yeah. Because all I know how to, I don't know how to do any of it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I can't even fix a hole.
Yeah.
I can't. So you have to do what you love in business, any type of business.
Yeah.